Hi, everyone. Happy February. And since it is February, I want to start with a couple topics that are really near and dear to my heart. So the first one is the launch of our new tools. Lexile Find a Decodable Book is our groundbreaking new tool that allows you to search for decodable books by sounds. And Lexile Decodable Passages is a resource bank of over 100 fun, engaging, decodable passages written by decodable authors. And those passages are free for educators in our partner states, while Lexile Find a Decodable Book is free for everyone. So go right now to hub.lexile.com, check those out, and give us your feedback. All right, so the article I chose for this month is titled Making Too Much of Estimates, Levels, Readability Formulas, and Decodability in Helping Readers Find the Right Book. This was published a few months ago in the journal New Review of Children's Literature and Librarianship. And I chose it because it has direct implications for educators, librarians, parents trying to choose a book for their young readers. The one thing I want to start with, though, is that just because something is published and been through peer review and even maybe written by experts, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily correct. So when I was reading this, I was actually kind of surprised to find that there were some big misconceptions that I'll correct here about the Lexile framework for reading. But I should say that overall, I agree with their main point. Readability formulas or any sort of leveling scheme out there, they're just estimates. They can't tell you the exact perfect book for a student, and we need to kind of keep that in mind. The authors make a few key points in this paper. The first one is that readability formulas or other leveling schemes are just estimates. They're just guides, and they should be treated as such. You should look for other pieces of information when you're choosing a book, especially students' interest. So this one's a biggie here. You don't want to choose books that are not interesting for a student. They need some free choice in that. And especially for decodable books are meant to be used for instructional purposes, usually right after a phonics lesson or during school instruction, not at home and not at a library. You should not force a student to only choose a book that's decodable. All right, let's move on to a few things that were errors that I found in the paper and that I disagreed with. So one of the big mistakes that the authors really get wrong in this paper is the fact that they say that students weren't in the room when Lexiles were created. It's simply not true that student data was not collected, used, and analyzed in the creation of the Lexile framework for reading. I have two quotes on the screen. They're pretty long, so I'm not going to read them, but you can come back later and pause this, or if you're viewing this via the email, they're also in the email summary as well. But these are two quotes from researchers here at Metametrics who have deep knowledge about how the Lexile framework for reading was created. So another kind of big error they make is that they don't give the range of, or talk about the range of the Lexile score for a student. So when you think about a number that a student gets, let's say it's, 500L, there's always a range. You can go up 50 or below 100, and those books should still be appropriate for that student. Again, it's not just a single number, though. You want to take into account other factors, including interest, like they say. And speaking of interest, they have this quote here that I want to address as well. So they say, when a commercial system offers casual counsel that people should consider interest, it feels disingenuous to find the advice buried on a web page, but not built into the reports the system generates for use in instructional decision-making. So I can't speak to the other products they talk about, but for the Lexile framework for reading, if you go to hub.lexile.com and look at Find a Book, you will see the option to search for interest and category. So that's really important to address that we do build that into our products as well. All right, so that's everything that I have for today, and I'll see you guys in March.